Rogue tier, we still winning. Magic card, oh, we extending. Dark Law, he still contending. Sunrise, your lights in it.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the commentary once again here. We got the match y'all have finally been waiting for. It's going to be my top 8 match versus Bystiality Tearlaments. Yeah. And yeah, I know this is the one y'all have been waiting to see. Tier 0 finally meets getting Shifty heroes. So we start off the turn. He knows, Mondo and me have faced against each other many times. He knows I'm on heroes. He's going to imperm that Shadow Mist. And, probably that should have told me that he really doesn't like Dark Law. I wasn't too sure, what deck he was playing. I know he usually plays, what is, probably the top 1, 2, 3 decks in the meta and stuff. And so I started off trying to get out Dark Law. Of course, we still get the 2 other heroes out on the board, so we're able to go ahead and make Babuska. And normally under other circumstances I would have just made a Abyss Dweller with those 2, but since I have mass change already, there's no point in making the Abyss Dweller right now. If it was game 2 or game 3, I would make the Abyss Dweller because they're more likely to have Dark Ruler no more, but I figure he doesn't have it. Let's go ahead and put a stop to any monsters he would summon to the board. So he's gonna set 2 pass turn in phase. I'm gonna go ahead and activate mass change, sending Shadow Mist to special summon out my Dark Law, and he's gonna banish said Shadow Mist in order to special summon his Magnamut. And so pretty much Babuska is gonna stop both of their effects, stop Magnamut from searching, and he's gonna stop masked hero Dark Law from banishing that card that he searches for with Magnamut. So we're going to use Shadow Mist effect to go ahead and grab that boy Spirit of Neos. And because we already got the Liquid Soldier in hand, during the standby phase, we detach Stratos from the Babuska, enter into the main phase. Always remember to switch that Babuska to attack position before you start making your plays. And we're going to go ahead and normal summon out that boy Graceful Charity to target Stratos to special summon him to the board. He's got I believe he's got one of the tiers, and Imperm to stop the Dark Law. So yeah, he makes really good plays. Reads here, he's pretty efficient when it comes to this kind of stuff. He's of course going to hit some tier monsters, start getting tier effects, and he gets a really good meal, and he gets kind of excited here, yeah, here we go, now we rolling. And yeah, here comes the Tearlament parts of this deck. I'm gonna go ahead and get Stratos effect. Right here is one of the things that I need to change about the deck, because all I can do is search out Stratos. Basically with Stratos I have 2 main searches. It'll be the Graceful Charity and Spirit of Neos, and having both of them, there's not much else to go search besides another Stratos or another Solid Soldier, depending on what's inside of my hand already. Now this is a point where I could have searched the Honest Neos, which I'm most likely going to have to put inside of my deck. It's one of the few changes that I actually want to make towards the deck, because all these Bystial monsters have bestiality monsters. They all have 2500 attack, which is 100 more than Dark Law. So they're just attacking over my Dark Law a lot of times, and without DPE off in there to really protect him, it's not quite working out the way I want it to. So the whole time I've been talking about that, he's been resolving his Tearlament effects. He's still going with it. And then of course there's a Mud Dragon out there. He's going to use the Mud Dragon's effect to make it to where I can't target this Tearlament monster that he brought out with their Tearlament effects and stuff. So he's got an effect to shuffle back here. He's thinking about which one to go ahead and put back. And surprisingly he chooses the Liquid Soldier, but I guess either way you kind of look at it, it's either you're going to be fighting against the Dark Law or you're going to be fighting against the Abyss Dweller. I'm pretty sure he doesn't care too much about Zeus, because the Tearlet monsters get their effects when they're sent from the field to the graveyard. And yeah, so now I'm asking him, does he have any graveyard effects? I'm trying to figure out, you know, the best way to go about this situation, trying to figure out all the effects of these things, read it over once more. And, you know, one of the cards I was actually thinking about taking out, you know, I'm actually going to use it in this match. And, you know, it comes out to a great degree. I only play one Link monster inside of my extra deck, and it is for this exact reason right here, because I cannot exceed monsters with those. I cannot exceed with those things because I don't have a big enough monster that I really want to bring out easily in order to, you know, use that for an exceed monster. Now, before I go ahead and play my card, I go ahead and confirm which column is the imperm column, just to make sure, you know, I remember where it was, but, you know, just to confirm with my opponent, because I don't want there to be any argument or anything like that about where it was. So, you know, I asked where's the imperm column. We're going to go ahead and triple attack this talent. We're going to take the Tearlaments monster, and, you know, we're going to go ahead and make the our boy Dark, the Dark Charmer here. So he's out there trying to see what's going on here. I tried to special summon back out his Tearlaments monster, and he's gonna go ahead and use the effect of that what is that thing called, that Ishizu monster that's off in there. He shuffles back my heroes. He's gonna shuffle back the card that I targeted. So yeah, that thing's off the board. We got that boy out the graveyard to keep him from doing stuff later on, and we're gonna go ahead and switch our boy Darklaw to attack position, and we're gonna work on clearing this board right here. Babuska into the Magnemite, Darklaw into the Mud Dragon, and Dark into the face down. I believe that is Algidi. And main phase 2, we're going to go ahead and make our boy Zeus, and we're going to pass turn right there. So, you know, one of the other changes I might think about making is, you know, being able to turn that Dark into something else when I don't get my opponent's monster. You know, just maybe do a little link climbing, but extra deck space is really tight because of Super Poly. So yeah, going into my opponent's turn, he's gonna get the Bestiality monster that starts with the S, and then for turn he draws the Bestiality Magnemite, and he's got both of those out there. You see him considering what to go into here, and he ends up going into Beatrice instead of Dark, you know, and he's going to enter the battle phase. And like I said, this is one of those situations that came up, you know, more times than I would have liked it to, and a lot of times it was one of those matches that, you know, are one of the games that I ended up losing because they were just able to easily attack over the Darklaw. Since the Spirit of Neos doesn't necessarily protect him from getting destroyed by battle, all it does is, you know, give me a follow-up play. So it might be best to add Honest Neos into this deck. We'll see. I'm gonna test it out, see if I just hate drawing it when I don't need it, you know, and it just seems like when you have bricks inside of your deck, you have a very high chance of drawing them for some reason. So on his first declaration of attack with Beatrice, I'm gonna go ahead and special out the Spirit of Neo so that I can get that instant contact, and I really don't want him sending stuff to the graveyard to get rolling here. So when he declares a second attack, I'm gonna go ahead and chain Zeus's effect, and of course chains will resolve backwards, so he's going to send his monster first before Zeus's effect goes off, so all of the stuff ends up getting banished. And yeah, we sent all of our other stuff to the graveyard. Y'all see my face down card was the Shade Brigandine. You know, looking back at this match, I think it might have been better to leave that Tearlaments monster on the board and use my Stratos and the Shade Brigandine in order to make the Time Thief Redoer, because I feel like I could have had Time Thief Redoer on the board also. I could have used his effect, bounce back that Tearlaments monster back to his extra deck, and then on the next turn, you know, use Time Thief Redoer's effect to steal whatever he had from his deck, and, you know, possibly had, you know, a better feel going into this turn right here. So we're going to normal summon the Stratos for the start of our turn, and I'm trying to see if there's a way I can kill him, take him out of the game, because I have the instant contact, which means I can make a rank 4. So we're just going to go ahead and make the Neospatian Aqua Dolphin here. We're going to put those two together, go ahead and make the Abyss Dweller, because there's a water monster up under him. He's got the 22 attack. We're going to attack with Zeus, attack with Abyss Dweller, standby phase. We're going to activate Dweller's effect, and we're going to go ahead and grab that game 1 versus Tearlaments Bestiality. And going into game 2 here, of course, the Bestiality Tearlaments deck is going to choose to go first so that he can get in before Darklaw. And yeah, my opening hand was actually like pretty good to be playing against this deck. You know, I finally drew the card that I've really been wanting to see, and you know what, the perfect matchup to in order to finally draw it. So he starts off, you know, using the field spell to go search his Tearlament monster, and when he goes to activate the effect, we hit him with the D Shifter. So yeah, all the stuff ends up getting banished. He's gonna do an exceed play, and we've got Babuska out there onto the board, you know, and yeah, that's one of the cards I make. It does kind of suck when you get hit with it though, because who wants to, you know, get Babuska? I sure don't like getting Babuska. So we're gonna set 2 back row, summon out the Shadow Mist, and pass our turn. His turn, you know, he goes ahead and detaches the Shizu monster. D-Shifter is no longer in play, but it did exactly what he wanted it to do, to buy us a turn in order to be able to set up our Darklaw. So he goes with Babuska to attack into Shadow Mist, and because we are a pro hero player, of course we drew the mass change. Why else would we have put Shadow Mist in attack position? And now my opponent finds himself in a real, you know, bad position to be playing, you know, Bystial Tearlaments against heroes. That first turn, you know, the Shifter, it's just amazing when you draw it against this deck, because it buys us a turn to be able to set up the Abyss Dweller or the Darklaw with this deck. And you know, it's pretty easy. It's just like you got 3 cards that, you know, really just keep them out of the graveyard, and 2 of them, you know, one of them being searchable, the other one being easily accessible, because we play like so many level 4s and we have ways to get them out onto the board easily. So now all he can pretty much do is pass. I feel like there's some kind of trickery afoot because he just summoned his monster and left it there. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Is there something that I don't know about this card? Is there something crazy that's going to happen? So yeah, going into my turn now, the Babuska is in attack position, so that's a good thing. Looking at, you know, my extra deck, trying to see what I can make. We're going to go ahead and super poly here. We're going to use those 2. Just so happened that they both ended up being earth monsters, and we're able to turn them into the mud dragon. He's going to go ahead and chain the tear monster effect, which is fine. Like, I always think this boy draws the imperm again, but he doesn't hit anything with those. And yeah, the Liquid Soldier is going to bring out the Shadow Mist. We're going to search for another mass change, just in case he had tried to get a little, tried to bring some tears about, you know. And yeah, it'll be pretty much an easy win from here. We're going to attack with the Liquid Soldier, and we're going to go ahead and start attacking with the rest of our monsters. Always trying to keep in mind where the imperm column is, because I noticed that his monsters are going to the graveyard. It's like, wait, they shouldn't be going to the graveyard when I have Darklaw on the board. So, you know, just in case, we're gonna go ahead and make that boy Abyss Dweller, and he's gonna use the, I want to say that card's name is LGD or something like that. But yeah, so now we got our boy Abyss Dweller. We actually have another mass change, so we can turn the Darklaw that we have into Darklaw number 2, and we're pretty much set up on the board here. I can use Mud Dragon's effect to keep him from imperming the Darklaw again, which I should have did in the first place. I did not think about that. That's a play mistake on my behalf. I should have used Mud Dragon's effect to make him dark. But there you have it. Our top 2 match. We 2-0'd the tier 0. You know, did exactly what the deck is designed to do. We finally opened up with D-Shifter. And yeah, we get that win and proceed on to top 4. Appreciate you to everybody who tuned in and who decided to stay a while and listen. I will be dropping that deck list for y'all tomorrow. And, you know, I hope y'all enjoyed that match against Tearlaments. You know, it was the first of many to come with this deck, I'm hoping. And hopefully we can 2-0 all of them, drawing that Shifter and, you know, get those wins after we bring out the Dark Law to shut them down. I'll catch y'all on the next video.
Ain't nobody messing with the masked hero, king of games. Mask off, now you see that a hero lives. I pay half and you ask, but I'm winning games. There ain't another hero that surpasses me.